Hello everyone. Hope you all had a less than manic Monday. Mine not too bad, but being that it is Monday means spooky places. And this week, part one of a two-part look at spooky places in Chicago. Pardon me. First stop will be the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois. The history of Bachelor's Grove has been somewhat shadowy over the years, but most historians agree that it was started in the early part of the 1800s. Problems began in and around the cemetery in the early 1960s. Even before that, the cemetery had become a popular spot along a lover's lane, and after a nearby road was closed, it became even more isolated. Soon it began to show signs of vandalism and decay, and a short time later it was rumored to be haunted. The vandals first discovered Bachelor's Grove in the 60s, and probably because of its secluded location began to wreak havoc on the place. Gravestones were knocked over and destroyed, sprayed with paint, broken apart, and even stolen. Graves were opened and caskets removed. Bones were sometimes found to be strewn about the cemetery. Near the small pond that borders the cemetery, forest rangers and cemetery visitors have reportedly found the remains of chickens and other small animals that have been slaughtered and mutilated in a ritualistic fashion. Officers that have patrolled the woods at night have reported seeing evidence of black magic and occult rituals in and around the graveyard. In some cases, inscriptions and elaborate writings have been carved in and painted on trees and grave markers and on cemetery grounds themselves. This has led many to believe that the cemetery has been used for occult activities. Today, the cemetery is overgrown with weeds and is surrounded by a high chain-link fence, although access is easily gained through the holes that trespassers have cut into it. The cemetery sign is long since gone. One night in the late 1970s, two Cook County Forest Preserve officers were on the night patrol near there and claimed to see the apparition of a horse emerge from the waters of the pond. The animal appeared to be pulling a plow behind it and was steered by the ghost of an old man. The vision crossed the road in front of the ranger's vehicle and was framed for a moment in the glare of the headlights and then vanished into the forest. Other strange events in the sighting of a phantom house. The house has been reported in all weather conditions, both in daytime and night. There's no historical record of such a house existing there, but the descriptions of it rarely vary. Each person claims it is an old framed house with 2 stories, painted white with wooden posts, a porch swing, and a welcoming light that burns softly in the window. Also from this stretch of trail come reports of ghost lights. One such light that has been reported many times is a red beacon-like orb that has been seen flying rapidly up and down the trail to the cemetery. The light is so bright and moves so fast that it is impossible to tell what it really looks like. Most witnesses state that they have seen a red streak that is left in its wake. Most frequently reported spirit, though, is known by a variety of names, from the Madonna of Bachelor's Grove to the White Lady, to the affectionate name of Mrs. Rogers. Legend has it that she is the ghost of a woman who was buried in the cemetery next to the grave of a young child. She is reported to wander the cemetery on nights of the full moon with an infant wrapped in her arms. She appears to walk aimlessly with no apparent direction and completely unaware of people who claim to encounter her. There is no real evidence to say who this woman might be, but over the years she has taken her place as one of the many spirits who haunt this burial ground. And the next stop is Robinson Woods, Chicago. Reports have been made that you can see black shadows, red or white orbs, scents of violet or lavender at times. Pictures of ectoplasm mist can be seen through photography. Now move on to the Congress Hotel in Chicago. Numerous code spots all over the old hotel, and TVs going on and off for no reason at night. Things moved in the night, lots of bizarre occurrences, as well as doors closing and the odd feelings walking down some hallways. And the last stop for this week, my friends, the Graceland Cemetery. Graceland Cemetery is one of Chicago's oldest graveyards and boasts several hauntings. The most famous is the spirit of Inez Clark. Inez was just shy of 7 years old when she was struck by lightning at a family picnic. Her parents, distraught over the loss, had a life-size statue of the child erected at her gravesite. The statue is enclosed in glass, protecting it from the elements. On rainy nights when thunder is rolling, the statue reportedly disappears from the glass box, and a young girl can be seen roaming the cemetery grounds. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tales for this week, my friends, and wishing you all a spooky night.